Let me tell you about it. A tutorial for making this small bag. This bag is very simple. This is our whole bag. All the materials required. Here are our two downloads. There are also two spliced feeders. These two are exactly the same. Then the two of us are exactly the same. There is also an insole and an outsole. The two laptops are exactly the same. And a shoulder strap. This shoulder strap is adjustable. There is also a pendant for us. What about the whole bag sewing process? We need to prepare a lighter ourselves. And a small pair of scissors. Then our stitches in our thread. Before we make the bag, let's put this pendant first. We'll finish it first. This pendant is very simple. We took out our small material package for this pendant. There are beads of different sizes and shapes in it. Then let's all pay attention to this bead, because it's a handmade. So the shape. And some details may not be so in place. But it doesn't matter. It does not affect the pendant of our bag. Let's take out our rope first. And we have a small circle here. Take our rope and we'll fold it in half. Get the two wire ends together. Then go through our graphic. This little bead. And then we make this little knot bigger. Two fingers go over and support it with this thread. Just pull it. Then we must make our two lines. It's the same length. If the length is different, we need to adjust it. Hold. Let's relax this side a bit. Then hold our two wires. Okay, then we'll put this hardware fits it in. After trapping me like this, we're going to tie a knot here. Hello, after we complete this step, we take out our other bead. Which bead do we use? We can take out whichever one we want. Then pair the two lines together and pass through. Pull to the appropriate position, then tie a knot. Up a little bit. Adjust this position. We don't have to pull the line too hard, because this hole is relatively large. We can just loosen it up a little bit. Then we take out our bead. We can pass two lines at the same time for this bead. You can also wear a single thread. If you feel inside your bead, there seems to be something. I can't pass through this line blocking you. We have a small screwdriver in our kit. We can take it out and pass it to him. Also, we put it in the right place. If we wear a single thread, we're going to pinch the line like this. Let it have this arc. Then we tie another knot. This is going to be pinched up. Pinch this bottom. Just pinch the bottom of our bead. Let's adjust slowly. Our knot. Alright. And then we bring out the board. Let's use our little screwdriver first. Pass it. Go up and down. Also through any line. Still tie a knot. And then we end up with this one. This one is a little too loose. Adjust it. Take out our last bead. We still wear a line. Then tie another knot. Okay, our little pendant is finished. We are at the bottom of each line. Let's tie another knot. What about after we make this pendant? Then we make our bags. Let's put it back in the bag first, lest we lose. We're going to use these widgets last. We'll put it in our little bag first. And then we're going to sew these two together. They are exactly the same. The sewing method and the amount of thread used are the same. Then I'll teach you. How do we fix our needle and thread? Take this needle out first. One of the threads we used to sew this section was, so we're going to take this and measure it 3 times as long. 1 to 3 times longer. Let's measure it 4 times longer. Measure 1 times longer. And we're going to run this line through. This line is called the flat wax line. It's a little bit wide, and then we take 1 bar. Pull it through with this needle. It forms this little blob of thread. Small knot and pull the short line down. After pulling it down, we will pull this main thread again, so when we sew, this needle is fixed on our thread. Then the other side. If these are a bit loose, let's cut it. It works the same way. We take 2 needles and go through both of our holes at the same time. Everyone must pay attention. It's our lower material. Press down our frosted fabric. Two needles go through the 2 holes next to us at the same time. Then press and pull our 2 needles together. What about our 2 lines at this time? Its length is the same. Be sure to ensure the length of our thread is the same. And then we do 1 stitch at a time. We must remember the process of wearing it. Right now, both of our lines are up there. Belong to the on line. We wear it down. This down line has now become a down line. 1 on line. Let's put the off line on. Then wear our line. Let it go offline. Just wear it up and down. This line, we all have the same sewing method. It is also important to know the way the pendulum of my line swings up and down. If we sew it on, we swing this line up. Keep swinging up. Swing down all the way down. This line sewn like this. It's straight. Hanging up the main line. This is very simple. Can we all sew it up by ourselves? Then we sew to this thread. When sewing to the end, let's continue to watch our tutorial. And let's take a look how we deal with the line at the back. How do we make this thread after sewing? It won't spread out. After we sew this thread to the end, and we put this thread back on it with 3 stitches. That is, you have to sew 3 stitches back on the upper and lower threads. Then we put all the lines in the back. Take out these little scissors we prepared. When we cut the thread, don't stick to the thread, keep your heels and twist it. Leave a little extra line. It's not particularly long, just a little bit. Then take our lighter and give it a quick shush to flatten it. Okay, this one is done. Then the front and rear of this bag are exactly the same. We do it the same way, sew it on the back of this too. And I'm not going to show you that. We can sew it ourselves. Before and after this too. After we sew, we're going to put our insole and outsole, sew it on. And then sew this one. It takes a thread that's 4 times the width of this thing. That's it, measure 1 4 times. Let's measure it ourselves. My thread has been worn in advance. Well, then the thing to note when we sew is, it's us on this corner. Align our first hole. Then align this hole. Pull our thread at the same time. Let it be as long. Then when we sew the second hole below, we're going to add this to him. You go first. Let's go through it layer by layer first. And then when we're done, pull our 2 wires again. Let's make sure this thread is the same length. Then we now put the line on the first hole. What about when you want to wear it? Its comparison is that we are now 3 layers thicker. We wear it layer by layer. This is a 3-layer one that is not easy to sew. So we must pay attention when sewing. What we are sewing now, this is one of our bottoms. Well, here's a quick one. Let's put a thread on it first. And then what about the line below? Let's go through this line first. Pierce 2 holes at the same time. Tension. This must be tightened, because it is 3 layers, it is thicker. So we're going to tighten. That is, let's seal our outline for him first. Go through a hole and then go down. Then we pull the wire again, put it on and wear it again. This will be more convenient and faster. That's how we go first single line. And then we go through another line. Or we will pull the wire after passing through the 2 holes. The thread must be pulled a little tighter. Well, we're all done with that line. We'll sew the remaining thread ourselves. We sew this thread like this. It's also a very straight line, and then for the final thread, we still give him 3 stitches back. Sew it all back. Those are 2 strings, we're both going to give him a back sew. Then we still put all the threads on our inside. Take out our scissors. Flatten. And then on this side, the sewing method is the same. We can also sew it up by ourselves. I can't find our bottom and this material. Which hole is it right for? We can count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. The 9th one is. After the bottom is sewn, we put this back one by one. Sew on this magnetic buckle. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, before and after. They are both the same. And then you sew this little piece. A line usage. We'll just cut this one twice as long. The thread would rather be longer, because our line is sufficient. So the line can be longer. then aim at us. To sew it into this interior, align us with these holes, or let's go through the two holes together. Is this particularly simple? Just wear it up and down. And then we sew it back on him. Well, let's not sew 3 stitches. Just the whole thing, we sew it for him. If you say 3 stitches, it's very easy to see. It's the 3 stitches. The line at his position will be thicker. So we sewed him back together as a whole. Then squat on the inside. Flatten it. This is sewn to the opposite side of ours. The sewing method is the same. Let's all sew it ourselves. And I am going to tell you about it. We are in this position. We're going to sew it on him now too. It's sewn inside ours. When we finish sewing this circle, when sewing this circle on the opposite side, we're going to put our foam. Give it a smooth ride like this, then stuff it in. Sewing method up. The amount of thread used to sew this section is also from our position. One is twice as long. We have more, a little more line. A little more than twice as long. Or pierce 2 holes at the same time. Opposite 2 holes, then pull the wires at the same time. Up and down line tension. We can do this, because our material is thicker. When we sew this circle, you can sew the bottom like we do. Take this thread first, let's go round first. Okay, go to our starting needle position. We'll put another line. Also go round. Up and down tensioning. And we give him 3 stitches back. We must tighten the back sewing thread. Disconnect. Disconnect on the inside. These are to handheld. Its hole number and size are the same. Then let's sew this side again in the same way. Then this portable on the other side. We sew it the same way. We can also sew it up by ourselves. These small pieces on the back, after we sew, you've got to get this profile right. When we sew this side, take a look at this side of us. If we choose this side to press the back, this side, we have the same pressing method on both sides of these two lines. Don't get it wrong. We can press it at will, because they are both the same. And then there's this thing. We're going to sew down from this top end. Because of our line tail processing, better to keep him down. So we start at the top and we sew down. Press any one. Or sew two holes at the same time. This line on the top hole, we pick it up and go round it. Align the top hole. Let's sew him again. Tension line. Oh, I got it wrong. This side we can take. That is, we sew to this lower end with a single thread first. And then another line. We still sew it to the lower end with a single thread, like we sew this bottom. And then we have an extra hole on this side. One more hole here. Here too. It's for sewing a little hanging ring inside of us. It's after we finally sew the back as a whole. The last to sew it. What about the previous paragraph? Let's sew both threads together first. Hold on. Then turn it over. This location is not. It's a little hard to sew. How many stitches do you need? Follow this line at the back for it. The thread must be tightened. The thread on this side must be tightened. Then you can sew it up by yourself. This arm. This is the previous needle. Let's wear the next pair. Can't sew with one thread, single seam. It's easy if we sew a thread over. It is easy to pull this thread tightly, or pull and twist the thread. Well, you can also pinch the bottom tightly. After a few stitches of this thread, our next line is to follow. Can't sew the whole strip. Well, let's all sew this up by ourselves. When sewing to the bottom of this, and then we give him 3 stitches back. Then break the line on our inside. The sewing method is the same on both sides. Just sew it yourself. After we sew on both sides, we're going to pinch and sew the bottom like this. Here's what I finished sewing. So the amount of thread used below is 3 times as long as ours. What about after we thread this thread? We have this needle in this corner. This stitch we go through. Then straighten the 2 needles up and down the line. Average the upper and lower lines. Now we are this inside. Everybody take a look. We're wearing the first stitch of this sole. We wear it from this position. Then put the inner line. Go through this pinhole on the side. And then what about the line above? The line inside, we're going to wrap it around here. Wear it. Then wear it again. Start sewing now. The seam of the previous stitch and the next stitch. Let's also sew this up by ourselves. So to this position, let's continue with this tutorial. When we get to the last stitch, what about this needle? Let's go through it first. Then we put the stitches on the bottom. Go round the bottom one for it to go round. So the second hole. Go through the second hole. It's the first hole above. Then we put. Sew all needles back 10 stitches. I'm disconnected below. Okay, we're done sewing the whole bottom. And then, we're going to end up with our little pendant. Sew him up. Our little pendant. He's going to sew it into the inside of our bag. Then we measure this with a thread. Break this high one 3 times longer. Well, that's how you measure one of his 3 times. Because it was sewn on last, we're going to sew it inside so we can't see. Just in case we were sewing, the wire will be put into our hardware like this. When sewing, it may be put into the hardware like this, so before we fill it in, let's give it a stitch to fix it first. Okay, so we kill it. This won't fall off. Then when we thread, it's not easy to pass it through. Now let's align the 2 holes on our inside. This line must be broken longer, because he's in there. We broke too short. It is not easy to pull the wire, so our line needs to be broken longer. Then seal him back. At this time we are disconnected because it only has 3 stitches. We can't hang up easily. I'll tie this thread in a knot. Tie to that knot. Tie to knots. Then we disconnect again. Still use our lighter to smoke it. Compact, there are 3 holes below. Let's sew him the same way. We sew this position and sew both sides for him. Same thing, then tie him into knots. If our needle and thread are too long, let's cut him off first. After cutting, let's tie him to knots first. Pull hard on our thread. Then we cut our thread again. Alright. Then we finish the sewing this bag. Then take out one of our pendants. This pendant is directly attached to our laptop. Good location. We have completed the whole bag. Well, and our shoulder straps. This position is porous adjustable. According to our height, we can adjust it ourselves. Draw to the inside. Okay, the whole bag production is complete.